Today I want to talk a little bit about the Salsa Woodchipper handlebar setup on the Salsa Fargo. As I know a lot of people like to ask is what is a good way, a bad way, or just a personal way to set up a handlebar. So today I'll show you what I do. First thing I want to note that I actually do like my handlebar relatively high on this bike. It creates a little more possibility for me going into the drops, which is this bike's very comfortable in. Very comfortable position to be in when you're riding off-road, more technical, or you're trying to get a little more aerodynamic. This is actually a position I use quite a bit, unlike on my road bike, which is right here in the drops. But beyond that, I want to talk about exactly what do I do and how have I experimented and little things I've tweaked and adjusted from the very beginning. First, I set up very much like a traditional road bar. I actually had these almost flat with the parallel with the ground. That actually is not a very good position. I found it very, very quickly. I also had the hoods pointed relatively straight forward, which you'll see here in a minute. That I also did not like at all. So first I want to try to show you from the side view what I've done, then we'll go to the top view and see what I've done. And also I want to go through the different hand positions I commonly use on this bar, because it is quite the unique handlebar compared to most road or normal drop bars, even against the cow chipper or the cow bar. So let's start off with this bar right here. Notice this angle is actually almost parallel to my top tube. It's actually pointed down just a touch more than my top tube is. And on an XL frame, my top tube slants more than the average bike. So you can see this is probably about 15-20 degrees down from parallel. That actually works very well for this bar. It allows you to lock in your hand very well. Also creates another hand position, which I'll go into here in just a minute. Another thing is I run the hoods relatively high up on the bar right here, which also, once again, creates a little more of a natural position and actually lends to itself being another position altogether. So let's go through some of the hand positions I use commonly on this bar. First one I'm in a lot is the normal tops on the hoods, which is what a lot of people see, and it's right here. Another common position that people talk about is right here on the tops, kind of narrow spaced, relatively narrow to the stem, but not gripping right up on the stem, which would be very narrow. This is a normal comfortable position. The other third position that a lot of people think of is the normal drop position on the Fargo bar and on any other drop bar. See right here, wrists actually lay very naturally into the bar by a hand here versus a normal drop bar, which your wrist is more, I guess it's pronated, which is where your hands are more flat. You're actually putting a lot of pressure into the front and the back of your wrist. When you have the slant down, it keeps everything much more in line like you would have on a flat bar on a mountain bike. So a couple of unique positions that the Fargo bar has is the deep drop, is what I like to call it, far back on the drops. All the way back here, a couple of inches further back, but actually it's a very unique hand position. Allows you to relax your hands when you're normally in the drops. It gives you another position that you can ride in a lot. So another one that's common even on road bars, you can actually do relaxed on the hoods, which is right here, but because the Fargo bar is also very wide, you also have a very wide grip up here behind the hoods on the bar. Once again, it's another position allow you to relax your wrist, just to give you another hand position. So those are basically the positions that you have on the Fargo bar. And the nice thing is because it's a very shallow drop and also a very shallow reach, it actually encourages you to change the hand position quite a bit more than you would on a normal handlebar. This position is much more accessible than a normal road bar. You can right here for a substantial amount of time. A road bike I can only ride here maybe 5-10% of the time max. On this bike I can ride here 50% of the time, here or in deep back on the bar. So those are the basic positions. Once again, narrow top, wide top, hoods, socked way into the drop, and deep drop back here, all the way back. Those are nice, comfortable positions. They're actually all unique positions. So let's move to the top of the bar and we'll discuss how the top of the bar looks, which is quite a bit different than what you'd find on a normal road bar. Okay, so here is the top of the bar. It's just a little bit unique. It's not like your regular bar. You can see how much it sweeps out on each side. As it does down, it sweeps down, it also sweeps out quite a bit. So, one thing to note is that these shifters, I've come to the conclusion, must be in line with the bottom part of the bar here. And the reason I say that is because if you don't do this, the brake lever will actually run into the front of the drop and actually snag, or won't allow you to get your full braking capability. So if you run it like this, the lever pulls back in a normal position and it allows it to slide past the edge of the bar here like it would on a normal road handlebar. This also, the tilted in, puts your wrist in a little more of a natural position than you would on a road bike. Being a little tilted in is actually much more natural than being straight on like you would have on a traditional road bike. So, handlebar positions. Normal top, wide top, hoods, hooked into the drops, deep drop. Those are the 5 positions that you have available on this handlebar. So that concludes what I think are the proper ways and the Salsa Woodchipper handlebar and my input on it. Thanks for watching.